Well, 3 days of a nationwide manhunt came to a bloody end in France. 2 gunmen wanted for the massacre of 12 people on Wednesday died after a shootout with law enforcement. Police also shot and killed another gunman who they say was an accomplice. He took 4 hostages and murdered all of them. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez has more. And now the world was watching as that manhunt came to the violent end yesterday. Now the people of France are sharing their fears for the future freedom of expression. French transplants living in Chattanooga are also showing determination to keep those freedoms intact.
In France, we don't have a First Amendment. Like in the U.S., you have First Amendment that protects that right. But I have a pen. This is now the symbol of not being afraid to write and speak and say what you want to say.
Rallies are expected to continue in France throughout the weekend. And U.S. Attorney General Eric Holder will represent the United States at a meeting of world leaders in Paris this weekend to discuss combating terrorism. Leaders from Germany, Britain, Italy, and Spain are also expected to be there. Meanwhile, key members of the French government plan to meet today to decide on new measures aimed at preventing more attacks. Well, thank you. Low on blood. Blood Assurance, the nonprofit blood center, is at a high patient need for O-positive blood donors. More than 37% of the American population has this blood type. You can donate at the Blood Assurance office in Chattanooga, and there are frequent blood drives. There's a blood drive in Calhoun, Georgia this Monday at the Walmart. You must be at least 17 years old to donate. And 2015 could be the year of the smart car. Many of these new vehicles will be available to talk to your smartphone, and backup cameras will soon become standard. Many cars will be able to warn you if your car is in a blind spot, tell you when you're veering out of your lane, and even help you avoid a crash. Consumer Reports say most of these new features will be available on touchscreen displays. Also a big trend in 2015, fuel efficiency. Even though gas prices are tumbling, automakers are making cars that use less gas, and that includes big pickup trucks. As a result of this expected to be a big year for trucks, Toyota, Nissan, Ford, and Chevy are all set to roll out new versions of their popular pickups. And it's a big weekend for car lovers in the Chattanooga area. The World of Wheels Custom Auto Show kicked off Friday and runs through tomorrow. It's an indoor car show that features a wide variety of custom cars, trucks, and motorcycles. For people who love antiques, they have those too. One Chattanooga man is excited to show off his 2 bikes and car.
And I like interacting with the biker community because it's such a diverse community. You have the old guys, the young guys, you got your crotch guys, and you got us old geezers like me to ride 3-wheelers.
I have to say that sounds like fun. The show is going on today from 10 till 10 at the Chattanooga Convention Center, and tomorrow the show is open from 11 until 6. Lauren, back to you. Well, rescue ships bring a plane's tail to the surface in the Java Sea. Recovery teams raised the tail section of missing Asia Air Flight 8501 from the floor of the Java Sea. They used ropes, slings, and giant underwater airbags to lift the wreckage. A crane will be needed to get the section out of the water. Now, flight data records for this kind of jet are housed in the tail, and it's possible the jet's devices are still in place. The flight disappeared on December 28th. 162 people were on board, and 48 bodies have been recovered. And Mitt Romney told a group of Republican donors on Friday that he's considering another run for president. And he told them, go tell your friends. Romney ran for president in 2008 and 2012 and lost. He now says that he would run a different campaign this time around. Now, as recently as October, Romney said publicly he was not planning on running. And a final farewell to longtime ESPN anchor Stuart Scott. Scott will be laid to rest today in Raleigh, North Carolina. He passed away last Sunday at the age of 49, following a long battle with cancer. While he is remembered by many for his quick wit and colorful sports commentary, he's also become an inspiration, especially for those fighting cancer. Stuart Scott's funeral service will be private. And now it's often said it doesn't hurt to get a second opinion, and that's exactly what's happening at one nearby college. The University of Alabama at Birmingham's president may be backtracking on his controversial decision to end the school's football program. Ray Watts came under fire after he announced the cuts last month. Now he says the school will hire an independent firm to review its athletic programs.
As a physician, I am used to recommending and used to providing second opinions, even when we clearly believe we know the right path forward.
And now Watts has formed a 6-person committee to select the firm. That firm will then have 90 days to submit the final report. Now Watts says no matter what happens after the review, there won't be a UAB football team in 2015 simply because it won't be logistically possible. And while this is one way to support your team, Green Bay Packers fans lined up to shovel snow out of the seats at Lambeau Field. They worked as a group, removing snow out of the stands and dumping it down a ramp. This is all to get ready for the second round of the playoffs Sunday. Green Bay will host the Dallas Cowboys. Packers fans hope this sign of support will help give their team a win.
Support my team. I'm hoping for a great victory for us.
Burr is all I have to say about that.
I can't even imagine. And now each fan is getting paid $10 to do this. Or $10 per hour, excuse me. I think I would need to be paid a little bit more than $10 an hour to do that. I don't know
That's
about you,
right.
Betsy?
And that frozen tundra of Lambeau Field is no joke.
No.
The National Weather Service forecasts temperatures at Sunday's game against the 49ers to reach a high of 2 degrees. A high, with wind chills of negative 15 to 20.
Now, to put that into perspective, Jason said we got around 9 last week, so
That's nothing compared to this.
No,
And the
absolutely
other NFL playoff game tomorrow is in Seattle. The Seahawks host the San Francisco 49ers, and the CenturyLink Stadium is said to be one of the loudest stadiums in the NFL. Their fans are called the 12th man, and their stomp rocks so much the stadium that researchers will be in the stands measuring their impact. That data will help them study earthquakes.
It's pretty cool that the fans are so loud that it can be compared to earthquakes. I can't even believe that.
It is pretty amazing in that our technology can incorporate something so fun and something that we really need.